New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg, no stranger to his fellow New Yorkers Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump, and the billionaire took to the DNC stage last night to offer a blistering critique of the presidential nominee on the Republican side.
Through his career, Donald Trump has left behind a well-documented record of bankruptcies and thousands of lawsuits and angry stockholders and contractors who feel cheated and disillusioned customers who feel they've been ripped off. Trump says he wants to run the nation like he's running his business? God help us.
Joining us from New York is Republican strategist and co-chairman of the Great America PAC, backing Donald Trump, Ed Rollins. Ed, good to see you. Good morning, my friend. What are your thoughts of Michael Bloomberg jumping on the attack Trump strategy last night?
Well, I think he was probably as effective as anybody reaching out to independents, which obviously Mike has been a man who's been respected by independents, and probably had more credibility in the attack themes. The last night was President Obama's night. I mean, at the end of the day, this convention would renominate him and reelect him in a heartbeat, and Joe Biden right along with him. But beyond that, you know, I think, as others have said this morning, they've set a very high bar. She has to come out now and basically take that crowd with that same kind of energy. You've had 3 big speeches in spite of 150 speeches that they've had in the course of the 3 days. Everybody's been a class president or a member of the assembly anywhere has spoken. Anybody on the soap opera has been on their show. But at the end of the day, Michelle Obama, obviously President Clinton and President Obama last night have given very, very powerful speeches for their base. So she's got to go out and basically hit that same kind of mark tonight. That's a tough challenge.
We were just saying that, though, Ed. I mean, they were talking to their base. I mean, the bottom line is they were talking to Democrats. So are we able to get a sense of whether or not this is going to impact independents?
Well, you have to always understand about independents. You know, whatever the number may be, and it's now a plurality of voters in America, there's a voting pattern of most independents to vote either Republican or Democrat. There's about 10 to 15% in this cycle, maybe larger as we go on, that truly are independent, and they're going to be the deciders at the end of the day. I don't think either one of these conventions has basically talked to those independents, and those are the ones that are going to make up the minds late, and they're the ones that are going to make the decision at the final analysis here.
Hey, Ed, it's Dagan McDowell. It's so good to see you, even if it's not in person.
You're all coming back.
I want to ask you, we're trying to get there.
Tired.
I want to ask you about the First Lady's speech, Bill Clinton, and the President. They have a gift for soaring oratory, and they have really honed that gift over the last several years. Hillary Clinton has been on the national stage for about a quarter of a century, and she still seems to struggle with finding that voice and even the right tone, and she has to avoid shouting tonight. I know that sounds simple, but can she do that?
Well, she's very pedestrian, and I think she's certainly a woman of substance and certainly someone that has a lot of knowledge, but she can't touch the rhetoric of those 3 that you talked about, and the Democratic Party is sort of used to that. The one good thing is certainly Senator Kaine is not going to overpower her or overshadow her. I thought his speech was rather pedestrian last night. Very fine man again, and presented his credentials well, but he's not a real. So she has to carry the ball. She has to be the one out there making the sales pitch here against a very, very tough opponent.